We can do this. You can do this, Zoe. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Let's Talk About Money video. And today is January's monthly money update. Yes, it's that time already. So you guys are probably all with it now. You know that I lost my job, I'm not working, I lost my main source of income. So this monthly money update is gonna look really, really different. We're gonna be talking about how this past month has looked, 1, on vacation, 2, without a stable source of income, and 3, we're gonna talk about like how I'm feeling and how I'm adjusting. So first things first, I made my coffee. You guys saw at the beginning of the video. Little quiz for you. I would like to know if you picked up on anything different about that part of me making my coffee. Comment down below if you noticed what it was, and I will tell you very soon what it is, but I'm just curious. Comment down below if you noticed. So this is my second time trying to film this video. The first time I got like almost 10 minutes in and I was just very rambly and I was like very woe is me, and I'm like, you know what? No, we're not doing that. So we're gonna be straight to the point and matter of fact, and yes, I'm gonna ramble and chat as I like to do, but I don't want to paint this like feel sorry for me picture. Like, I can feel sorry for myself, but that's not the energy that I wanna put on YouTube, because I don't want, like, it's not a place we wanna stay. We don't wanna stay in this feeling sorry for ourselves space. So I'm gonna slap myself out of it and film this again. So I'm splitting this video into 2 parts. The first part, I wanna chat with you guys about what's going on, what are my finances looking like right now, kind of peel back the curtain and talk about like what's in my accounts, how much money do I have, am I in debt, where am I earning money from, like all of that. We're gonna talk about all of that. And then the second part of the video will be the usual, like what I spent, paying off my credit cards, moving money around, all of that. So let's dive in with the current situation recap. Okay, where to begin? So as many of you know, I lost my job over a month ago. At the beginning or middle of December, I was laid off from my consulting job. I was making $65,000 Canadian per year. So my paychecks were about $1,900 every 2 weeks because I didn't have benefits and there was not a lot besides taxes taken off my paychecks. So I was having some nice paychecks come in every 2 weeks. And I was in a position where even with those nice paychecks, I was spending too much. I was in control and I was doing good with my money, but I could have been doing better. That's kind of where I was. Now, what does my finances look like? So they paid me 3 weeks of like settlement pay, which literally took me to like January 1st. So as of the new year, as of 2022, I have not earned a cent from a traditional job. The only places I've earned money from is YouTube, so YouTube AdSense and then YouTube sponsorships. It's funny because people commented on that like I lost my job video, like, you have 24,000 subscribers, like you're fine. You guys, my AdSense paycheck was $400. Like, it's nothing to sneeze at and I'm so grateful for it, but it's also not paying my rent. Like, I need to figure out other sources of income and I've done that. But just so you guys know, like, just because you have a certain following on YouTube does not equal you making tons of money. Sponsorships are great and they're an amazing source of revenue, but again, they don't totally pay the bills, and it's nowhere compared to the income that I was earning from my consulting job. So that being said, I have chosen to go all in on YouTube, and I'm really hoping to grow that revenue into something that I can live off of, save with, invest with, and like really build a healthy and successful financial future for myself. But this month, the earnings were a little bleak, not enough to pay the bills, and that is why I was kind of feeling sorry for myself, because when I look at my income versus my rent and what I'm owing on my credit cards, there's some minus signs, if you know what I mean. But that being said, I have been so happy, and you guys picked up on it in my Florida vlogs. Like, life is good and the world keeps on turning. And when what was something that I was so incredibly afraid of, which is losing my job, happened to me, and I still had my house, and I still had my friends, and I still had my parents, and I still had my dog, and I still had my boyfriend, and I was still able to go on this amazing vacation because I did it frugally. you just realize like, oh my gosh, everything's okay. And so it was like I faced my greatest fear head on, and like deep down now I do feel like I can accomplish anything. It's a very liberating feeling. You know what else is liberating? Not being tied to my computer, scared that if I walk away for a 10-minute coffee break, I need to have my phone next to me because if they message me on Slack, I need to answer within 0.2 seconds. Like all of that bullshit, I do not miss it at all. And so I'm just excited to, like I said, like build up ways of earning money by doing things that I love and that feel good and that don't cause me all of that anxiety that I felt in previous jobs. Okay, so I want to talk quickly about my vacation because I feel like I kind of explained it in one of the vlogs, but I guess people still had questions. Where did I stay? How did I afford to go on vacation? Okay, first of all, my plane tickets cost about $140 each way. So 140 there, 140 back. That's really affordable. I did not have to pay for lodging because we stayed with my boyfriend's mom, so that was totally free. The only thing we paid for was groceries, which were actually really expensive, and we'll talk about that later. Groceries and then some eating out, like coffees out and that kind of thing. So it was a really affordable vacation. It was basically like I was living here because I didn't like have to pay rent or anything, but I will talk about this later. Like I was living a little bit more extravagantly, just in terms of eating out more because I was on vacation. The thing that I'm very proud of is I did not shop. Like while I was on vacation, I really settled into this frugal mentality when it comes to shopping and consumption. And I'm so proud of myself for that because it really took that slap in the face of losing my job to realize like how consumption focused I had become and materialistic and just not consuming sustainably and not consuming in a way that sets me up for the kind of financial future that I want. So I have been living a lot more frugally. I have been making little changes in my lifestyle, such as the way I'm doing groceries, to live more frugally, and it feels good. So that takes me back to my coffee. You guys, I'm gonna tell you what's different about my coffee. It was a French press. I don't think you guys have ever seen me make coffee with a French press before, and that's because I've never done it, and this is disgusting. It's not good. But I'll get there. I'll do better. Now, the reason I switched to a French press is because if you guys know the whole Graham Stephan 20-cent iced coffee mentality, that is what I am going for. I used to be a big Nespresso girl, and Nespresso is so good, but it's basically $1 per coffee, which on its own is not that expensive, but when you compare it to being able to have a 25-cent iced coffee, it's 4 times the price. So I'm switching to a French press, and I am only going to be using my Nespresso for like if I have people over, if it's more of a special occasion. And what's cool is that Nespresso had become my regular, so going out for coffee became a special occasion, but now I'm using the French press as my regular, so Nespresso becomes a special occasion, and then going out for coffee becomes like an ultimate big deal. So switching my mindset that way is a small change that I think over time can really set a good example. And the other thing that happens is these expensive habits have a trickle effect. So you have your bougie Nespresso coffee, okay, and then you want like more bougie things, right? We start to set a standard of like a certain level of bouginess, and it turns into like needing really expensive bread and really expensive pasta. And you guys, I have switched to no-name brand pasta. You can see it on the screen. Those bags were for $3. Yeah. So when I'm talking frugal, I mean I'm going to cut corners in any way that I can, and I'm just choosing to see this as a game and to see it as something exciting. And it's really fun because, you know, my friends are kind of on board with me. My best friend Camilla and my boyfriend JS have been so supportive, and like anytime we want to order out food, we're just like, no, we can make this ourselves. Like last night, my boyfriend and I were going to order sushi because I was like, I'm kind of craving sushi, and then we were like, no, we're going to cook. And making those changes and those choices feel really good, and I feel really, really proud of myself. So I just want to share that kind of anecdote or whatever with you guys to hopefully encourage you to have some fun being more frugal. You don't need everything that you see on Instagram. You don't need the Nespresso with the foamy foam for your reels. Like, you don't need that bullshit. Like, that's just not what happiness, that's not what happiness is, okay? So getting back to more tangible finances, what do my accounts look like right now? Well, they're extremely sad. This is the least amount of money that I have had in my accounts in a long time, you guys. Like, it's really sad. Basically, I have had to not drain. I cut my emergency fund in half. So I had $6,000 in my emergency fund. I withdrew $3,000 to have that in my 1 month ahead account so that I can pay my rent. My emergency fund was saved with Wealthsimple. It was earning a higher interest rate. I moved it over to my bank just to have for easy access for my rent. So that at least in my head, I know the next 2 months of rent, because my rent is $1,500 a month. The next 2 months of rent I have in my checking account covered. Okay. Out of sight, out of mind, we're good for 2 months. So that gave me a feeling of security, but of course it kind of drained my savings. That being said, I have not touched my tax-free savings and I have not touched my RSP, and I will not do it. I just won't. It's okay if I'm not putting money into them right now, which I'm not, but I will not be taking them out. Those are for future me, and current me is gonna figure out how to pay her rent and her bills, but I will not be touching those. So, recap. $3,000 in my 1 month ahead account, that is for my rent, and $3,000 in my emergency fund. Now, there's like $0 in my checking account. My car payment of $100 just came out, and there's like no money in there. There's $80, I think, in my saving to spend account, which is really sad. So the last account that has money in it is my YouTube account. So for now, what I've done is everything that I've earned from YouTube, so AdSense and sponsorships, I've just put into my like YouTube account. I don't know what to do with it yet. Like, I'm like, okay, am I gonna use this to pay off my credit card? Do I just add this to my like emergency fund? I don't really know yet. I'm still trying to work out like how to budget this, because I'm not used to using YouTube to pay the bills. I'm just not used to it. It's always been something that I put into savings, or I use to like buy stuff for videos, or I use to like give myself little gifts. It's never paid my rent before, so it's really a strange feeling, and I'm just not 100% sure what to do with it, but maybe by the end of this video I'll know. That being said, let's transition into the what I spent portion of the monthly money update. So as you guys know, I have 2 credit cards, an American Express and a MasterCard. I'm not gonna lie, they're both higher than I expected. I'm kind of like, okay, what the F is going on? I think it's some residual spending from after Christmas time, but let's find out. And you guys, this is gonna be the last video where I say that, and I'll tell you why in a second. The one thing I just want to say is, like, I understand, like, you know, I read all the comments, whatever. I understand to some people it's frustrating to watch me come on camera every single month and make the same mistakes over and over again, but it's also real. And so I'm not gonna stop showing myself making these mistakes, because I'm sure that there's people out there who can relate. Like, if you've got it down and you've got a great budget, it must be so frustrating to watch me. But if you don't have it down and you don't have a great budget, just know that, like, you can get slowly better every single month, and like to not feel shame. So that's just a quick little disclaimer. So we're looking at my MasterCard. The current statement balance from the last statement is $650. So let's find out what this is made up of. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. I purchased some like frozen entrees for a Christmas dinner for $20, $135 getting my winter tires put on, $245. That was the taxes on my new MacBook computer. I used PayBright to finance it, so I'm paying it 0% interest over 1 year. Really happy and thankful for that decision. So at the time when I purchased it, which was what day, like middle of December, it was literally the day I got laid off from my job. I went out and bought a new computer because I was like, I'm going all in. And then the depression hit, and then I got back up. So $245 went towards the taxes on my MacBook, And then we have like a $6 purchase at Dollarama, $5 at the pharmacy, $30 buying fish. That must have been for a few people. I spent $18 at a store called The Little Tomato. I don't know what that was, probably groceries. $5 for my iCloud storage, which happens every month. I need to get rid of that. $62. I bought something for my brother for Christmas, and then I ended up returning it because I realized that I bought him like a drink shaker, and I realized $62 for that is just way too much money, so I returned it and got him something else. But it's still on this statement. $100 on a COVID test, $35 on sushi that ended up getting split in half, $10 on bread, $45 on groceries, $12 at Walmart, $25 on coffee. That was for like my whole family, $12 for Spotify, and then already the shaker got reimbursed. So there's a few other like $3-4 purchase in there, but that's pretty much it. So you guys can see like it's pretty harmless, but it added up to $650. Of course, the two biggest culprits was the MacBook and the COVID test. So before I go and pay this off, let's go take a look at my Amex because I honestly don't know yet how I'm going to pay this off. Like how I'm going to pay both of them off. My Amex app doesn't work. I'll do it on my computer. Oh, sorry, I scared you. So if all I was owing was that MasterCard bill, things would be okay. But my Amex is pretty bad. I'm owing $1,500, which isn't as bad as last month, you guys. Remember last month when I owed like $5,000? This is better, but it just sucks because like I don't really have the money to pay this off. So let's talk about what I bought. A COVID test for $200. I spent $100 on dog food, $150 on my phone bill. My phone bill was so expensive because I went to the US in November and it cost me $10 a day. So my phone bill essentially like almost doubled because of the roaming charges of being in another country. Also, when I was in Florida, I kept my phone off. I did not pay any roaming charges because I learned my lesson this time. It was way too expensive. $40 at Farm Boy, which is a grocery store. $60. Oh, travel insurance for Florida. I was like, what is this? Travel insurance for Florida was $60. Here we get into Florida, okay, you guys? So Publix, which is a grocery store chain in the States, if you are unaware, really expensive. Groceries in the States are so expensive. I spent $120, which was on just like a grocery kind of top up for myself, my boyfriend, and his mom. So expensive. Then I spent another $78 on my phone bill because that was my December phone bill. I was late paying my November one, so I had two of them in 1 month. And because I wasn't working anymore, I couldn't expense those phone bills. So that's great. And yeah, technically those phone bills were incurred while I was still working, but I just like didn't feel comfortable asking, like after they let me go, being like, can you pay my phone bill? Like I couldn't do it. I spent $25 on breakfast and coffees. That was again in Florida. $15 at Starbucks. $30 on a pair of slides to go to the beach. That was actually a really good deal. $84 buying a camera battery charger. $30 at Panera. I got a hat for $20. What is this? Oh, a poke bowl for $30. That is so expensive. That was in Miami too, so like it makes sense that it was more expensive. It was insane. It was delicious, but oh my God, $30 for one person is insane. $40 at Nordstrom. That was for this computer bag. My computer was getting super banged up because I was carrying it around with me everywhere, and I was like, okay, it's brand new, like can you take care of your shit, Zoe? So I bought this. I spent $45 at the airport on La Colombe coffee because I got an avocado toast, 2 coffees, and a muffin and a scone. Like I got breakfast for my boyfriend and I, $45 at the airport. Crazy. Oh, okay, here's a big one. I purchased Nitsan Rader's online course because she had like an influencer course. So I bought that, which was $320. Super expensive, but I was like, I'm investing in my business. So at least the good thing is like some of these costs are directly attributed to YouTube. So this is what I mean when I say like I feel weird spending my YouTube money. That $300, YouTube money covers it for sure. But I'm like, the rest of my credit card, like the groceries, the Panera, the $30 poke bowl, I don't know if YouTube should cover that. It's super weird. And that's it, you guys. That is everything I spent. So I don't know yet which account I'm going to take the money from. I'm honestly just going to turn off the camera and reflect. I will put it up on the screen what I choose to do. I want to leave you guys with a bit of positivity. So I have decided, thanks to your recommendations, to switch to a prepaid credit card. I'm going to make a video all about it, but I have it right here. This is my new credit card from Coho. It's a prepaid card. This is not sponsored or anything. My card looks like this. It's these colors, really cute. And this is gonna help me get on track. So there's hope for the future. I just need to pay those things off and like move on with my life. I'm excited to live a frugal life. I'm excited to grow my income by growing my business. I sound like an MLM girl, but I'm just excited for what the future holds. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it was a decent mix of positivity and realness. I know like 2022, let's make this the year that we get our finances together. Like nobody's perfect. You are on this journey with like a very imperfect person, but we're all in this together, which is what I love. So thank you guys as usual for all of the love and support. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. All right, bye guys.